We all know Alberta election results, NDP victory. But what else do we know from that election when Canada continues to use the Illiterate X method of voting? Nothing. Let's take a look at that election through the eyes of the Barnes method of voting with its value vote ballot. I will use only the Conservative leader Jim Prentice and his riding in my examples, but I want it clearly understood that all references to possible votes are based on voter possibilities in all ridings. Option number 1, X only would be used by all Albertans who still trust and believe in a Conservative philosophy and a Conservative candidate who wants to represent their riding. Option number 2, a selection X with a line through the candidate's name shows that the voter is a believer in Alberta's Conservative philosophy, but has some reservations about the person representing the Conservative Party in their riding. Option number 3, subordinate X would be placed with a line through the party's name, again showing that the voter is still loyal to the Conservative philosophy, but is disappointed in some aspect of the party's performance. Option number 4 is the last option for selecting a candidate or party. Voters X still acts as a request to elect the Conservative philosophy, but by drawing a line through both names, the voters X is stating that although he or she still believes in the Conservative philosophy and would like the province to remain Conservative, she or he is disappointed with both the party and the candidate's behavior. In approximately 1 minute, the 3 most powerful options will be displayed. These are the 3 options which show that the voter still prefers the Conservative philosophy, but has lost faith in the Conservative Party, its leader, or its candidates, and cannot at this time support them. Believing in democracy, the voter exercises their right to vote, but because they are a Conservative at heart, they will not use their X to help elect a party whose political philosophy contradicts theirs. The respective voter opinion found in these options will encourage many non-voters to return to exercise their right to vote. Why? Because the voter can finally be honest. They can see that their opinion is finally valued. No politician is expected to change loyalties every time they are unhappy with the performance of their chosen party. After a few party changes, those changes would be considered childish tantrums. Why then do we support a system of voting which makes voters cross the floor, makes voters change their loyalty every election? Wouldn't you sooner have truth than manipulation? Now, as promised, those 3 powerful disciplined vote options. Option number 5, voter does not place an X in the appropriate Conservative selection box, thus removing support for that person to be elected. But because the voter is still loyal to the grassroots philosophy of the Conservatives, he or she draws a line through the candidate's name. Strong statement about the lack of faith in the person chosen to represent the Conservative philosophy in that riding, and a strong statement that they are still Conservative at heart, but too disappointed to vote for them. Option number 6, voter omits X and draws line through the party's name. Again, strong message. This time the voter does not like what the party has become. Still likes a grassroots philosophy, but cannot support the party or leader's actions. Option number 7. Omitting X, voter draws a line through both the party and the candidate's name, showing they are still Conservative at heart because it was through the Conservatives that they drew the line, but thoroughly disappointed in its selected members, its leader, and the party's actions, words, their twisting of or their ignoring the Conservative grassroots philosophy. All these types of votes would have shown how strong each political philosophy was and is in Alberta. The beauty is, it works with all political philosophies and their representatives, and gives to history the true voter demography of the area where it is used. This style of voting does remove many votes from opposing parties and their representatives. That factor would have shown clearly any consistency to the political philosophy preference of the Alberta voter. It would also have changed the vote count, which may also have changed who won, who lost, and by how much. That result would have been more in line with what the voters really wanted to say. Best of all, Albertans, Canadians, and the world would have a pretty good knowledge of what was happening in Alberta. But who would want this type of ballot? Not the politician, because they could no longer claim that this is what the people want, even when they win with a very slim margin, and when much of their support showed areas of dissatisfaction, and in some cases, philosophy-only support through total discipline votes. They do not want it clearly stated how the voter sees them or their party's performance or choices. Show the world you want change. Visit the Value Vote Ballot website. Purchase my book. Not a huge cost to improving tomorrow, $4.95. But your purchase will force radio stations, TV reporters, newspaper journalists to start talking to me. For you. Bill Barnes, designer of the Barnes method of voting and its Value Vote ballot. Fighting for your future.